Hi, I'm Kristy Titus, and I want to thank you for joining me for my latest episode of Pursue the Wild, Tips from the Wild. The first starting point to every successful hunt is being able to locate animals in difficult terrain. But even with today's advancements in modern optics, many animals still go unseen because hunters lack a good technique to help you see the unseen. Glassing is a skill that you must develop a system for. Simply throwing up your binoculars and looking over a hillside may not help you find that trophy of a lifetime. So let me give you a few tips, help you get a little OCD and spot more animals on your next hunt. When in low light conditions, there's a lot of detail that the human eye just simply cannot detect. So we want our optics to help us see the best we can when conditions are less than ideal. So make the investment in quality. Buy the best optics that you can afford to provide you the brightest viewing picture and edge-to-edge clarity in any condition. Animals are really great at detecting predators on the skyline, so when you approach a setup that you want to glass, be very, very careful that you don't skyline yourself. Also, when you go to sit down, try to have some sort of breakup behind you. A piece of sagebrush, a tree, anything that's going to break up your outline and make it more difficult for an animal to potentially see you. One of the things I've discovered over the years of hunting is that I love how much better I can see when I use a tripod to assist my glassing. You can use this by having outdoorsmen mount a stud to the bottom of your binoculars, or like Swarovski has a bino harness that you can actually set your binoculars on to improve your glassing. This is going to help reduce vibration and allow you to pick up those small movements from a game animal. Another consideration you want to make is that the more magnification that you use on your optic, the dimmer the sight picture can become. So if you're having a hard time seeing a game animal, lower the magnification and see if that helps you out. You also want to keep in mind that the more you magnify your object, the more steady your rest needs to be, which can be difficult to achieve in windy conditions when you're glassing off a tripod. When you start out glassing, you want to perform what I call a hasty search. To start this, I like to set up parameters. So I want a right ending point, a left beginning point, a top margin and a bottom margin. And this is going to give me my focus area that I'm looking for that game animal. I always start looking for what is close and then working to what is far. Starting working close, make your movements patternable. Keep a grid type system. That way you can overlap and not miss any animals. When you begin this overlapping process, this is really going to give you the opportunity to pick up anything that you might have missed on a first pass. Perhaps a deer was behind a tree and it stepped out and you can now see its head, and on the first pass that wasn't visible. There's nothing more frustrating than when you find an animal in your binoculars and you transition to your spotting scope and you can't find it. Before you come off your binoculars, get a full field of view and make some reference points. When you put away your binoculars and you get out your spotting scope, this is the time you don't want to forget your systematic approach to your glassing technique. Because you have a reduced field of view, everything is bigger. You're going to be able to really pick apart those dark timber patches or any areas that are more difficult to see with your binoculars. Animals stay alive by staying disguised. So taking the time in the field to train your eye to see the unseen and having a great system will help you find more animals on your next hunt.